Alrighty, it's time for another 6.5 Creedmoor video. Today we're pulling out the 130 grain Sierra tipped Game Changer, Reloader 17, and continuing with Winchester large rifle primers, and my new Nostra brass. So we're going to start out at 41.8 grains and work our way up to 43 grains in 4/10 increments. Now Sierra lists data all the way up to 43.3 grains, and we've used a lot of Reloader 17 in the past with good luck. So we're just bumping down off that max charge about 0.3 grains. They predict a max velocity of about 2910 feet per second. And so it'll be interesting to see how close we can get to those numbers. Now we're going to just follow their load data to a T with their overall length that they list. These hit the lands of my rifle at about 2.875. They list an overall length of 2.810. So we're just going to go ahead and use that today. So let's get out on the range and let's see how they'll shoot. Alrighty, so we're out here on the range. This is my 24-inch Savage 110 Tactical, chambered in 6.5 Creedmoor, mounted in an MDT XRS chassis with an Athlon 6-24 Midas TAC optic. Target is at 100 yards. The gun is cool. We're shooting for velocity with our labradar. It is about 85 degrees out today, so a nice warm day. No real breeze to speak of, so hopefully we can shoot some good groups. Let's see how these bullets will shoot. Alright, first shot here. Alright, a little bit of vertical stringing there, but looks like a good group. Take a look at our velocity there. Alright, velocity on that 3 was 2885 with an average and an SD of 9.8. So let's go ahead and move on up. Again, piece of brass looks fine. Alright, so 2 out of 3 grouped together on that one. Still doesn't look terrible for a hunting load. Let's take a look at our velocity. Alright, so that one we were looking at 2911 average and 8.5 SD. So again, not bad numbers there. Brass looks fine. Let's go ahead and move on up. Maybe just a little bit of a shiny spot on that one there. Getting up towards that top end. Doesn't look scary though. Alright, that one there looks like a pretty good group. Again, I think we're probably seeing maybe just a little bit of a shiny spot on these pieces of brass. Nothing scary. Let's check out our velocity here. Alright, so that one was 2939 feet per second with an SD of 3.0. So best numbers of the day as far as velocity goes. A pretty good looking group. Alright, the barrel's a little warm, but we've only got 3 shots left. We're going to go ahead and shoot them here, and let's see how they group. Alright, so that's all we're going to do here because that one blew the primer. So we are not going to shoot those other 2 here, which, interesting enough, again, looking at those past ones, we really didn't see anything. But with that one blowing the primer there, we are not going to shoot these other 2. That's for sure. Alright, well, luckily, we didn't blow ourselves up. That one did jump up to 2978, so kind of a little interesting there. Now we did get an ejector smear on that one as well, so that one definitely seemed to be kind of hot. Grouped a little high as well, but that's it for the range here. Let's get over the target and let's check it out. Alright, so taking a look at the target here, decent groups across the board. First load at 41.8 grains, we shot 2885 feet per second, 9.8 SD in a 0.58 inch group. Moving on to that 42.2 grain group, we shot 2911 feet per second, 8.5 SD in a 0.93 inch group. Moving up to 42.6 grains, we shot 2939 average with a 3.0 SD, 0.65 inch group, and obviously that last group is a one-shot group because we blew the primer on that load. Now, speaking about pressure issues, if you look at our brass there, the brass really didn't look too bad. It came as a pretty much complete surprise that we blew that primer on that top load. There was one or two pieces of brass that had a very slight ejector smear. Hopefully you can see it in the picture here, but it's really not bad. Most of the time if I see stuff like this, I feel decent about continuing on and shooting the load, especially when we're within Sierra's load data. Now, if you do look at our velocities are higher than what Sierra predicted them to be. Our second load of the day at 2911 was really above what they predicted to be their max load at 2910. So if I'd have been a little bit more cautious with that, probably would have noticed that we were exceeding the velocities that we expected, and maybe I would have taken a closer look. However, I don't think, and I would have stopped shooting because, again, the brass looked pretty well fine. Now, I don't know if this is a case of this one piece of brass had a bad primer pocket. When I primed them, I didn't notice anything, so I'm assuming that these are over pressure. That's why we didn't shoot the other two. So let me know what you guys think. This is the first primer that I've blown since starting reloading. I've pierced primers, and I've destroyed brass in other ways, but never full-blown primers. So kind of a little bit scary, but seems like the gun handled it okay. Doesn't look like there's anything wrong with that. So looks like we'll live to shoot another day, and maybe we'll be a little bit more cautious next time. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for subscribing. We've got some new bullets on the way. 142 grain Sierra Match Kings and 140 ELD-M, so you should see those come to the channel soon. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.